Wigan Watch.
Wigan Watch. Wigan Watch.
Wigan Watch.
Wigan Watch.
Wigan Watch.
Wigan Watch.
Wigan Watch.
Wigan Watch.
Hello, welcome to another Wigan Watch interview, and I've got someone with me here today who's got a very interesting stuff to tell us. So, who are you? What do you do?
I'm Councillor Bob Riley from England Green Ward, and I'm into everything really. I like politics, I like helping people. I'm into Northern Soul, I'm into doing things for charity.
Excellent.
That's everything.
So you're a councillor. How long have you been a councillor for?
I got elected in 2004 under the Community Action banner. I did till 2007 and then bit of silly politics, lost my election in 2007. And then the people of England Green contacted me and didn't realise I'd lost. And it was frightening because they weren't me doing anything.
Yeah.
So they all got together and helped me to stand as an independent in 2008. And I've never looked back. Wow.
So you're an independent councillor now, and so pretty much 20 years then, if it was 2004, and we're in 2024 now. So that's and you do it in order to help the people of Hindley Green and the surrounding areas.
Yeah. I'm an elected councillor in England Green, but basically everybody's a Wigan councillor.
Yeah.
So you can approach anybody.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. And how did you get into politics then? Was that something you've always been interested in?
No, not really. No. There was a big incident at Blackbridge Labour Club where they got rid of me, told lies about me because I was asking too many funny questions about their accounts. They banned me. I went all the way to the NULC in St Helens.
Right.
Didn't go anywhere, and then I decided, well, I'll join the Community Action Party.
Yeah.
Never wanted to be a councillor, but I would help.
Yeah.
Deliver leaflets, stuff like that.
So more of an activist.
Yeah. And then I was asked to stand in 2004. Really want to do it because I'd suffered from dyslexia, and I was worried about reading and speaking and whatever.
Oh yeah, because of forms and everything you have to fill in. Yeah.
So anyway, my mate, John Hodgson, good lad. He died a few years ago. He said, "Go on, I'll help you. I'll dare you to stand." And I went, "Okay then, I'll have a go." You know what I mean? And I won. I got 3 years.
Yeah.
Under the system, they had all out.
Yeah.
4 years, 3 years, and a year.
Yeah.
I got the 3 years, and I found out what I was doing all my life. I enjoyed doing, helping people. That's basically what a councillor does.
I agree. I mean, I've stood for the last 2 years as an independent councillor in my ward, which is Pemberton, and I'm standing again this year in my ward. And I'm doing it because I want to help people, and I want the ward in particular to benefit from having me there, but also to question what's going on in other parts of the Wigan Borough as well, and just make sure that everyone is getting a good deal. I mean, the good deal is always something that they keep going on about, and
the deal to me is Wigan Council abused, I would say, the volunteer section.
Right.
There's a lot of people volunteering in Wigan, do a great job. But it seems like this deal was exploiting them.
Oh, right, okay.
It shows now because the council are not employing people to clean the streets, they're relying on people like yourself who go around litter picking and stuff like that. But they don't respect you. They don't help you.
Yeah.
They charge you full council tax. And if I'd been a leader, I would give you discounts.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's a good idea actually. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that the council does that people don't realise the council are involved in. But then there's the obvious stuff like emptying the bins and, like you say, sweeping the roads, filling in potholes, all that usual stuff. And that's the thing that people see more than anything else, I think.
Yeah, Bill, the potholes a big issue now. But it'll always be a big issue because they have a different criteria. Instead of addressing the criteria at 20 mils, which we're proposing at the next full council meeting, the 40 mil. But once you get to 40 mil, it ends up going deeper and deeper and deeper.
Yeah, you get into the hardcore then, don't you, of the road? And then, yeah.
But it's not cost effective for allow that to happen. You know, it's like, for an example, if you pop a pimple on your face,
Yeah,
it spreads.
yeah,
If you leave it, it'll naturally go.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, so sort it out sooner rather than later.
If you start mauling it,
Yeah.
it's the same with these roads. You know, it's the top surface what breaks. So fix the top surface instead of letting it go down to the big surfaces underneath.
Yeah, because
Which is different compound altogether. So you're ordering 2 sets of compound, aren't you?
yeah.
Where did they get the common sense from, these guys? You know what I mean?
I suppose
I've only
they.
been in Wigan 70 years.
So you might have an idea then.
Yeah.
So what do you find the most rewarding thing of being a councillor?
People tell you you're doing a good job.
Yeah. So you walk down the street in your
Yeah.
ward and people say,
Yeah.
"Hi Bob, you know, good
Yeah.
work" and all that kind of thing, and that makes you feel.
Yeah, anyway, I've had, it's not always council work. I seem to help people with. I've helped people with, it's one example, a lady ordered a door, a brand new door, you know, and it came and it wouldn't open fully
All right.
and they wouldn't replace it. And then I stepped in and I used my common sense and said, I rang the guy up and said, look, I'm a councillor, I'm just ringing up to let you know that I'm involved.
Yeah.
I can't make you do anything, but I hope that, I identified your common sense of this. The door won't open fully.
Mm.
Yeah, but it will open. Yeah, you're quite correct. It will open, but not fully.
Yeah.
So, can you come down and we sort it out, man? And anyway, he didn't want to know, and then I got a phone call off the lady 2 hours later. They're coming down, but the condition is they want you there.
Right.
Didn't understand that. So I'll be there. Anyway, I went down and she got a brand new door
Oh wow.
where they fobbed her off.
Previously,
Yeah.
before you got involved, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Right.
So that's the kind of influence you can give just by using the word councillor,
Yeah. This
and that's brilliant.
way of doing things, like, I mean, it's,
Yeah. Oh yeah, don't
you
abuse
have
it.
got the power of the council behind you if you need it.
Yeah.
But I tend to like give people the opportunity first
Yeah.
before bringing the council in.
Yeah.
Talk to them properly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's great. And what would you say is the most frustrating thing about being a councillor? Have we not got long enough?
I'd say a chief executive doesn't do a job.
Right.
Supposed
Okay.
to be neutral, supposed to be impartial, but they're not.
Right.
And
So are they councillors or are they employed by the council?
no other employees. Wigan is run by 75 councillors,
Right.
but their team think it's only run by Labour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they're supposed to treat me with as much respect as the leader.
Well, yeah, because as I've said previously, I think when I was talking to Michael Winstanley, I said, it doesn't matter what party you were with, whether it's Labour, whether it's Conservative, Independent, Lib Dems, whatever. If you're a councillor or if you're an MP, you've been elected legitimately and legally to be in that power, to have that responsibility. And everyone should be treated the same. And I think the example I used was the SNP the other week, where they had that one day where they could ask a question. And, I don't agree necessarily with everything the SNP say or do, or much of it, to be fair. But they have every right to be there because they've been voted by their constituents.
Correct.
So everyone should be treated the same. And then, you have a majority party, which at the moment, and has been for a while, in Wigan is the Labour Party. Nationally, currently, as we speak, is the Conservative Party. And they kind of barrel stuff through. And it does feel sometimes that that's the way it goes. But what interested me, and you can probably shed more light on it, was Michael was on about, it doesn't matter necessarily who gets in, whether they're Conservative, Independent, Lib Dems, whatever. But the more people who get in who are not Labour, the more people have to be on the committees that get to question the committee, because it's basically run by a committee, isn't it, which is like a cabinet.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can get more people who are not Labour who would ask the questions, which make them have to think more maybe about what they get through. So if they've got a committee that's going to look at a redevelopment of an area, and there's 10 Labour people on there, well, they're not really going to question it. But there's 8 people on there, and maybe 2 people from different parties on there.
Yeah.
Then there will be questions asked, and it won't be as easy for them to get it through. They'll still probably vote it through, but they'll be asked the questions that the people want asking. And I think that's another problem that we have in Wigan, that a lot of the council meetings, the public cannot speak.
Yeah, it's a bit unfair what goes on with these committees. You know what I mean? We're only entitled to what they say we're entitled to, but as a council, I think if you want to go on that committee, you should be able to go on that committee. It shouldn't be a party percentage.
No, it should be people who are genuinely interested in that.
Yeah.
Because the other thing as well is if you just put in people who've got the right rosette on, who are not really interested in whatever it is the committee they're on, they're just going to put through whatever it is anyway.
Yeah.
Whereas if you get people on there who are into potholes, for example, or just the road network in general, maybe the sinking of traffic lights, you know, I mean.
I'm looking into 2 companies now, and it's on the system. There's a rule what the Tories brought in that whatever you spend over £500, it has to be accountable on a list. You have to make a list. And I'm just been looking into 2 companies now. One submitted 60 days invoices, 1.9 million. And another one submitted 20 days invoices, £1 million.
Right.
Housing repairs.
Right.
Which is what we paid for.
Yeah.
I've been asking this question now for 3 months. I still haven't got the answer.
I know
This is the problem with Wigan Council.
Yeah, and like I say, you've been on the inside of it for longer than probably a lot of the Labour councillors as well. I mean,
Oh yeah.
you know, you'll have seen people come and go over the years.
I've seen 4 executives come and go.
I mean, obviously politics takes up a considerable amount of your time and the council work and everything, but you mentioned in your introduction that Northern Soul, you're quite into Northern Soul.
Yeah, I was only 14 when I was going Northern Soul. I was lucky enough to be allowed in. And the doorman was drinkers at my uncle's pub.
Oh, right, okay.
In Flatbridge.
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah, and they knew how old I was. But they said if they ever saw a pint of beer in front of me, they'd throw me out.
That's fair enough.
Which was great. I mean, so we had pints of orange juice. But it weren't for drinking, it was for dancing and socialising.
Yeah.
You know, it was brilliant to do.
See, I never really, well, you know, I was too young to go, but I lived in Tameside, I didn't live in Wigan at the time. So I wasn't even aware it existed particularly. And it's only since I moved to Wigan that I was aware of it. And then obviously the records that I sell in the shop now, I'm getting Northern Soul singles in and things like that. So I'm listening to Northern Soul now more than I ever done in my entire life. But I missed all that excitement and the comradeship that people had. And
it was a family. It was a big family and respect.
I spoke to Russ Winstanley, not on camera, but I've spoken to him a couple of times, and he was telling me some of the stories of what he did and where he went, and he even said that I think last year he'd gone to was it Abu Dhabi or somewhere like that, and they'd had like 3 Northern Soul nights in a week, and he said it was absolutely rammed to the rafters.
Yeah, everybody. It's massive for him, Wigan. But again, the council destroyed it.
Yeah.
They destroyed Northern Soul. I mean, they sold off all the venues. They knocked Casino down, Local Civic Hall, Formby Hall, Monaco, Inch Public Hall, and Asphalt. Sold off. We tried to get them going at A Hall. Obviously, they shut that as well.
Yeah, hey, that's another story, isn't it?
That's a massive story.
But I mean, I was up there on when was it? The week before Easter Sunday. I went up for a walk and had a walk around, and the whole thing is shrouded in tarpaulin and scaffolding and all that. So it looks like work's going on there, but I know it's been a bit of a bugbear, shall we say, for
Well, I'm asking questions to Chris Reed here. Why was Rochdale Council same grade listed building like A Hall, twice the size of A Hall, £9 million they spent on it refurbishing it. Wigan Council are spending 44 million on A Hall.
right?
It don't seem to add up that.
So 9 million in Rochdale for a building, a similar state but bigger, and 44 million for a smaller building in Wigan.
Yeah.
Maybe, has it been left longer? Maybe is it a more severe state? Because you know the roof may be a bit. I don't know. You'd have to look into all this, wouldn't you? I suppose.
Well, when that Contessa Hotel had it, Wigan Council said they'd done the roof up,
All right. Okay.
and it was going to be a five-star hotel.
Yeah.
So whatever he did it warrant what they're doing now?
Right. Okay.
You know, and we're still waiting for what went missing.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I was at the council meeting where questions were asked about like the chandeliers and stuff like that.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So why has it not been released? That why did they destroy the crime scene? Because I believe when he left, he took everything.
Right. And the other thing is as well, Wigan Pier. I mean, that's been ongoing now for God knows how long. And they put all the stuff in storage in the Hay Hall, didn't they? All the like the Victorian schoolroom and various other bits of exhibits. So one imagines they've been moved somewhere else now. But
we don't know where that's gone.
And then there's the stuff from the galleries. There was the plaque for Diana, and also which I didn't realise until they started knocking it down, that the canopy outside where my old shop was the Victorian canopy from the original Market Hall. But I've seen photographs of those items and a few of the the big iron gates they had with the galleries logo on. I've seen a few of the logos as well, and they're in storage somewhere in Lee apparently.
See, this is what Michael was on about. More independence or more people getting elected other than Labour. We'll have committees. We'll ask them questions.
Yeah, rather than just nod everything through.
We don't. They're like nodding dogs, right?
Yeah, I think I did
Nodding
say.
donkeys, right?
Yeah, I did say at one point when I went to a council meeting years ago, a couple of years ago actually, not that long ago, that it did feel like there were people just there in the Labour camp who were just putting their hand up when told.
Yeah.
And I thought that's not democracy for me. We need people who, would ask the questions and stuff like that, and make it. I'm not saying change the world necessarily, or even change Wigan, but certainly question more and ask the questions that the people want. I mean, I speak to people in here pretty much every day about politics, and it's very rare I get anyone who's 100%. I don't think I've ever had 100% supporting what Labour Council are doing, despite what Labour Council tell us people think. And it's like it's not like I have a sign up saying no Labour members allowed in here. I'd love to have a chat with a Labour councillor. What do you think the chances of that would be?
They'll not speak to you. They've been told, aren't they?
I know they have. I have that as a little tick on my bucket list.
Well, they had a survey done a few years ago, and they said, what was it now? 70% of the people of Wigan are happy with what Labour are doing. What they didn't tell you was they sent out 1,000 leaflets, 1,000 questionnaires to 1,000 Labour people.
Right.
And 700 were returned. So that gives you 70%.
Yeah.
But it was all Labour.
It's a bit like these adverts on the telly for like beauty products for women in particular, and it says 76% of women agreed out of a survey of 180, and you're like, that's not right.
They don't tell you about the what they send out, you know what I mean?
And the who to. Yeah, I suppose that's the thing.
So it's all smoke and mirrors, percentage, whatever. It's correct what they're saying, 70% return
Of respondents.
of the thousand.
Yeah.
So it's like I say, it's smoke and mirrors all the time.
But I think politics is like that anyway, isn't it? It's there are people who are in it for reasons in order to help people like yourself. It would appear, you're there not for you. You're not there to, to be Billy Big Rocks. You're there to be there for the people and to help the people and make life more comfortable for people.
Yeah. 2009, humiliated Wigan. They were talking about global warming,
Mm-hmm.
and we heard on the grapevine they'd sold all the gritters off.
Right.
Didn't need them. Global warming.
Oh, right. Okay.
So obviously we'd done snow ploughs when it was snowing. So I made a comment. I'll buy me on. And I did. I bought a quad bike.
All right.
Snow
Yeah.
plough on the front.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the footpaths in England Green got done properly, and people could walk round.
But everywhere
Oh, it
else.
went global.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I was on news at 10. I was on newspapers. I was got out of reports. People
Wow.
coming down talking to me. Never heard of this by a councillor. Never heard about the idea like me. So, but it's just common sense, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I was doing that when I was a babby. You know, I lived in Sydney Street growing up, and we had great neighbours, great people in the street, you know. And I'd knock on the door. That's a John Butcher, I'm hungry, like.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then come Christmas time, I'd get my little shovel and I'd clean the snow off the front.
Yeah.
And I implemented that into being a councillor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everything I did as a kid, I implemented it as a councillor.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing of it is respect.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Show respect to people.
Yes. Yeah. That's what you've got to do in everyday life.
Like Wigan Council and this Labour lot, they've branded me a bad boy. But it'll be soon coming out.
But no, it's been fascinating. I mean, you know, you don't think that everyone who's in politics is in it for themselves. At the moment, there seems to be, again, nationally, it seems to be more career politics than actual politicians who want to help people. And it does feel, as an outsider currently, that you know, other councils, because I speak to people from other towns as well, and they say, you know, their councils are similar as well, and it just feels that we need a bit more.
Accountability.
Well, yeah, accountability and a bit more variation on the people within the council, as in what their views are, rather than just the same old, same old.
I'm lucky, really. I mean, I've had some good jobs through my life, and I look after my monies, you know what I mean? And what I've done for England Green, with the allowance I got, I've ended up buying, I bought a Mountainfield ride-on tractor,
Right.
lawn tractor,
Yeah.
cut the grass, that's cutting the grass. Can't remember what year it was. I think we're going back 16, 17 years.
Oh, crikey.
I bought my first one, had that 7 years, then I bought another one. And now I've got a massive John Deere one,
Wow.
which is fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and I go out cutting the grass, I maintain it myself, I do the running costs myself. And England Green's a lot nicer place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like it making nice, and it's nice to see, you know, kids are enjoying themselves and playing on football fields where they're cut properly.
Yeah.
Takes me 6 hours,
Yeah.
but it's 6 hours of sunshine,
Yeah.
6 hours of fresh air, 6 hours of pleasure.
Yeah, and like you say, you reap the benefits afterwards as well by seeing people enjoy it. And I also think as well that if you maintain an area like a grassland area, like a field or a playing pitches, the people look after it more as well. So you get less litter than you would do if it was just, you know, rough grass and all that kind of stuff. I'm not saying you wouldn't get litter, but I'm sure you get less because people respect that this area is being looked after. Therefore, they're going to take the rubbish home with them.
I was obviously I've been ill, like, but before I was ill, I was cutting the grass at Westlake, Clayo, and people started having picnics on the grass. That was fantastic to see.
Yeah.
I mean, that actually, we were cutting the grass, and the grass was cut that nice. You know, people was having picnics on.
Was having a couple of hours on that area that had been neglected up to that point.
Yeah, it's fantastic to see that. You know.
Oh, it must be so rewarding, definitely. I mean, you know, I live on Marsh Green, Kit Green, between Norley Hall, and you know, we've got a very big grass area, and there's a couple of playing pictures things on it which are a bit neglected. And you do see the kids playing on them occasionally when the weather's nice, but the rest of it just seems a bit wasted. People walk the dogs, get, people going up and down on quad bikes occasionally, but that's about as much as it gets.
Yeah. Well, I was getting phone calls from different people. Got a phone call off Councillor Stephen Jones
Yeah,
in Bryn that this football club, if they won that match, they'd be in the final. The council couldn't cut the grass. And we went down and cut it. Anyway, they won. Going to the final. So that was a good feeling. Right?
yeah. No, that's great, and that's again not stuff that you'd expect any councillor to do. I mean, that's going above and beyond. I mean, that is fantastic stuff. And
I did charge them for fuel though.
yeah,
I don't mind doing it for nothing, but I can't play for the fuel as well. Right?
well, not these days anyway.
Yeah, it was only 10 hours. We charged for 10 hours.
Well, that's not bad for 6 hours. But no, I mean, it's stuff like that. Again, you're kind of inspiring me now to, even when I get elected, what I could do, for the area.
I've got petrol strimmers and stuff like that for trimming trees around the edges and
Yeah,
whatever. Steve Jones help him a lot. And he does a lot of work. Follow my, he bought a ride on mower, and obviously he didn't buy a new one, but
no.
breaking down. But he's on about, we're looking at one now, following it, another John Deere.
Yeah.
And see what we get it for, like, and then we can both go out and cut the grass and.
But this is no
I
expense to
haven't,
Wigan Council or the
No,
taxpayers' money. This is all, private. Well,
it's bar money.
yeah, exactly.
It's my own private money. Like,
Yeah, and that's for the community, which is fantastic.
Yeah, we get obviously I get paid as a councillor, but I just believe in putting it back.
Yeah. No, I agree 100% with that. It's inspiring stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I do supporting the churches and stuff like that. I've always done like doing charity work. The things I do, I don't really like advertising the fact, but people keep telling me I should be telling more people what I do. I've got 3 churches in my lot, and I tend to supply cleaning stuff and toilet rolls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I go to a cash and carry.
Yeah.
It's a little bit what helps, like.
Yeah. And churches are struggling. I mean, I was speaking to a guy a couple of weeks ago, and he said there were 3 churches in Wigan, I think near enough in the town centre, that are looking at closing because of lack of congregation and obviously funds and repairs and all that kind of stuff. And although I'm not in any way religious, I have no problem with people, supporting whatever religion they want to support. That's absolutely fine. But it's a shame because churches are not just about worship, they're about community spirit, and they're about helping the community. I mean, a lot of them have little food banks in there, or they do during the school holidays. They'll have stuff for the kids to do in the in the grounds and things like that. And we lose that as well. It just seems a shame.
A Catholic, a Methodist, and a Protestant church in England, and I treat them all the same.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I would do. It's you can't pick and choose. And even if I was a member of one of the churches, I wouldn't necessarily ignore the other ones. They're all in my area, in my ward. Therefore, they would all get the same, amount of time and attention.
Like the council's criteria on gritted, in winter time.
Yeah.
I got all the churches salt put bins, we put grit salt bins in areas what needed it.
Yeah.
Never had it before.
No.
Never had it before.
No. I can think of a couple of areas as well. Yeah. I think my main one is Gathurst. That's my main hill, which is right on the edge of my
Well, there should be one.
my ward. There's one at the bottom, one at the top. But whether they're full or not is another thing.
Well, if the yellow ones, council has to fill them.
Oh right, they are yellow.
They have to fill them, the council.
Right, that's fair enough then.
But then again, people have to ring in and say they're empty.
Yeah, they're getting low.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. So it's on the
Got to
public.
work with them.
Oh yeah, they're not psychic, I suppose. That's probably one way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Less said, sooner as mended.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Is there anything else you'd want to have a chat about, or do you think?
I just want people to, think about if somebody's willing to put out a leaflet and that person's keen to be a councillor, not these paper candidates who do it for the figures in London.
Yeah, paper candidate. People might not be aware of what that is.
Paper candidate is just somebody. It's a name
On a piece of on the ballot paper. So if you
it's a vote for people in big parties in London.
so the big say three parties, they may put someone out there who they don't think has got a chance of winning, but they have to, and then they can put the figures into their head office and say, look, we did this. Sadly, they didn't get in. Blah blah blah. Whereas, like say,
everybody's
leaflets,
entitled to vote for who they want.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's it's one of them things, isn't it? The main thing about the vote is you have to vote, and it doesn't matter who you vote for. Even if you vote for Labour, at least you've voted. You've done your bit. For the area.
Yeah.
And ideally, I'd sooner people vote for me or vote for non-Labour. But the main thing is getting people out there and actually putting the cross on the bit of paper. And I think that is something that we're losing. I think, I know that my ward last year we had less than 20% of people voting.
This year, it's again people not turning out. There's a lot of people mourn about the area, but don't vote.
Yeah, I always ask that about people if they're, if they're in here and they're saying, not necessarily from my ward, just in general conversation, I don't agree with what Labour are doing and all that. I said, well, did you vote for them at the last election? Oh, no, I didn't vote.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, if you don't vote, you can't really have any input. And if you did vote Labour and you're supporting them, then that's great. If you vote Labour and you're not supporting them, that's your choice to do. But if you vote for someone else because you don't support Labour, then you're standing by your principles.
Right, yeah.
And that's, that's where I've always been.
Well, I remember you were interviewing Maureen O'Byrne.
Yeah. That was my first one.
Yeah, and you asked her about the housing in Wigan.
Yeah.
Why they're doing it.
Yeah. In the town centre.
Yeah. Well, Wigan Council's been after turning the college into a university.
Yeah.
And the only thing they're short of now is accommodation.
Students' accommodation.
That's what they're going for.
So that's what it's going to be. But the argument about that is the fact that there are so many buildings already around town that are near enough derelict that could be easily converted, probably less expense, into.
Look what they've done now. They've wrecked it, haven't they?
Oh yeah, the town centre is. The only thing I hope is that the market traders that have remained, and apparently some more have gone since I was last in the market, actually get into the new market sooner rather than later.
But they never employ people who live in the area. Alison McKenzie, I believe, lives in Southport.
Right.
Donna Hall used to live in Blackburn.
Right.
I don't know where Joyce Westwood live like.
So the people who are pulling the purse strings at the top are not Wiganers.
They're not Wiganers.
No. Well, that's a shame because every town's different, isn't it? And what works in one town, say for example, Blackburn, or even Warrington, because that's had a redevelopment recently. Although getting mixed reviews from people who live in Warrington about that. Someone says that the market that they built is more artisan. I've not seen it myself. I'm only going off hearsay, and it's mainly just weird food and stuff like that, and they don't want that. They want to go in and buy a pair of socks or.
I think the Victorians, they cater for people. They put water fountains in parks.
Yeah.
Don't get them anymore.
No.
Put toilets on side streets.
Yeah.
Don't get them anymore. You're right.
No, you don't even get toilets in town centres anymore.
No.
I mean, it's private landlords who put the toilets in.
That's right.
There's no public conveniences because I think I may or may not remember the ones in Marketplace, the underground toilets, which obviously wouldn't be suitable now because of accessibility and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But they were never replaced, were they? You had because even the ones in the galleries, that was privately owned and privately built. They weren't council toilets.
Well, I was part of the. In fact, it was my idea, and I got a friend of mine, John Hume, involved in it. We set up Friends of AIL.
Yeah.
And we cleaned up the Crazy Golf, the little Crazy Golf. And all volunteers, turning up, and then I had an interview with Donna Hall, took around A Hall and said, need investment this place and come boom.
Mm.
Well, they don't put investment in it, it's moving.
No, yeah, yeah.
You know, it's all ideas coming from me, that.
Yeah, yeah. Otherwise, it.
Like there's a street in Ingle Green, first ever street to be named of one of our fallen heroes and veteran,
Was that the one that was on?
Hancock Close.
Yeah, yeah.
It's my idea, that.
Wow.
And they've never followed it up. You know why? Because I'm not Labour.
Yeah.
I'm Labour, I'm in all over the place.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But that's the lack of respect they don't show Labour.
It's like a closed shop, isn't it? Sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
If your name's not on the list, the Labour list, then you're not in, kind of thing.
Yeah, I had a shock a few years ago. I was encouraged to enter, well, it's a long time ago now, it was Community Action Party. And I was encouraged to get involved in the Democratic Week.
Right.
I said, what's that? He says, well, you enter the Democratic Week and people ask you questions, me and the kids. And I got to the final. And in the final there was me, Jeb Bretherton, the college lecturer,
Right.
and then another guy, I can't think of his name. He was a really high up in college. I thought, I have no chance here. Just an ordinary lad
Yeah, yeah.
with dyslexia and all sorts of
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I won it.
Well done.
Yeah, I won it. So that was a good bonus point for my life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Another tick to your successes in life.
Yeah.
Because, you
I've
know.
never had them since.
No, right, okay.
Because I'm going from them again, like, you know.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's some of the stuff they come up with, just generally. You do question the reasons behind it, but then you don't get any response for it. I mean, the number of times I've asked people from the council in particular to, you know, respond to a Wigan Watch, because I know they watch them, and obviously you get nothing.
You're going down Wigan now, aren't you, Tels? Sorry about that.
But no, it's. I'm just desperate to get someone in who's actually within that group. But I know it'll never happen, because if they do it, they're going to get removed from that group because they're not allowed to talk to me, which is a shame, because surely it's democracy. And I mean, you know, I've let you talk about what you want to talk about. I let Mike, who's Conservative, talk about what he wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
And I'd let Labour talk about what they wanted as well, because at the end of the day, who's putting out the information? Who's letting the people of Wigan know what is going on in Wigan?
Well, I'd ask Dave Molyneux, because he tells everybody not for say. So why don't he come in and have his say?
Yeah, I think that'd be fascinating.
Yeah.
The challenge has been set.
Yeah.
We'll wait and see.
Well, you should have a Democratic Week and ask them all to come in.
Yeah, just fill the shop up.
Mm.
Anyway, Councillor Brealey, I'm absolutely grateful that you've come in, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And don't know what you were expecting, but
there's a lot more stuff going on in this council.
Well, maybe we can do another one another time,
Yeah.
and maybe wait until certain things have developed, shall we say, and then we'll take it from there. Because I'd love to get you back in, you know, either a few months or even 12 months and see where we're at.
Yeah.
On that bombshell, thank you very much for watching.
Thanks very much. Yeah.
And all being well, we'll see you again next time.
Okay. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Wigan Watch. Wigan Watch. Wigan Watch.
Wigan
Wigan
Watch.
Watch.
Wigan Watch.
Wigan Watch.
Wigan Watch.
Wigan Watch.
Wigan Watch.